end is almost coming into sight, and you're running out of time. Your decision on a dime has you gliding through the sky. You're
praying that you fly on.
Didn't go as planned, but you're knowing where to land, so you stick it out your hand while you hear that you're in.
Fans, commentators in the stands going in a freaking trance when you're
Rise to the pylon.
I hope you guys enjoyed my sweet rhymes in the intro. Probably my favorite rapper ever is Eminem. I'm bedazzled by wordplay and multi-syllable rhymes. You know, it's just the ultimate sign of literary genius. Yeah, I'm one of those black guys that stand out for Marshall Mathers, but you know what? It's okay because none of you can name me a better rapper than Eminem anyways. So, yeah. I'm going to start out this podcast with my AFC Championship game prediction. I've been a mediocre 50% predicting the games this postseason, but trust me, guys, I am 50% sure I'll get these 100% right this time. A majority of my predictions are based off of what I've seen and the numbers that back it up. I refer to the numbers when I'm completely unsure about a matchup, but the thing is, with the AFC Championship game prediction, I am sure and I have numbers behind me. I am 100% sure. All right, let me stop the number references. We're not in math class. I am sure that the Patriots will be the AFC representative in Super Bowl 51 because Tom Brady has thrown a whopping 24 touchdowns to 3 interceptions all time against the Steelers. Only 3 interceptions. Big Ben's bad stretch of play, it's gonna end here. If you can't keep up with Tom Brady in New England, then you're not gonna survive. Chiefs employed a bend but don't break defense against the Steelers, and that proved to be their downfall because their offense faltered down the stretch. They still kept that supposedly potent offense out of the end zone. It's not gonna slide in New England. When I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, I honestly see a team that's riding on previous credentials. Since 2010, the organization hasn't done jack squat. Now, me being a Ravens fan and my roommates being Steelers fans, whenever we argue about our team's superiority, they always try to end the argument with our team has more rings, hoo-ha, but the Steelers have been a franchise for almost 100 years. And since the Ravens became a franchise, they each have 2 Super Bowls. Go figure. The Steelers have taken care of business against teams that they should have beaten only 3 times in the playoffs since 2010. Against the Bengals, luck. Against the Dolphins, starting quarterback was out. And against my AFC Super Bowl pick, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Steelers are the type of team that may have some star talent, but they're liable to drop games against lesser teams. New England, they take care of every team that they're supposed to, without fail. I'm your host, Milton Woolley, and you're now listening to The Pylon. So obviously I'm picking New England over Pittsburgh this upcoming game. I bore you guys with the numbers with every single video I do, but this is one of those picks where I just go, yeah, New England's always the smartest choice, so I'm going to go with them, even though I can dig up whatever numbers I can to support my argument. Pittsburgh has better star power, but New England has always lacked that, and they've still owned the AFC for years. The key to the Patriots is finding a way to stop Le'Veon Bell. See, when I watch him play, his patient running style is unique or whatever, but when I watch him play, I'm literally screaming at the linebackers, fill your gap. I see linebackers getting impatient, waiting and guessing to see which hole Bell is going to go through while I'm screaming, just fill the damn hole. If he bounces outside, trust your outside contained guys to do their jobs. I don't get it. When I see Le'Veon play patiently, I see linebackers trying to play patiently. Le'Veon sits, the linebacker sits. You can't do that as a linebacker, or else a 300-pound man is going to get his way to you, and then you stand no chance. The guy is getting the ball. Let the secondary worry about Antonio Brown. Linebackers, fill your holes. Fill the alleyways. If you're athletic enough, shoot the gaps and stop this guy. There's no second guessing at linebacker. It's downhill, full speed all the time. Letting a lineman catch you flat-footed coming off of a double team is going to spell trouble for you. You see Bell getting the ball, attack that lineman's inside shoulder and fill your gaps. There's nowhere for him to go. But that's just what I'm seeing. What do I know? I'm just a fan watching on the couch. Just seeing a linebacker sit there not moving, it drives me crazy. Don't let him decide which hole he hits. You decide what hole, if any, by filling your gaps. Don't jump outside of your responsibility as linebacker. And I think the Patriots will do a good job on that, because what's Bill Belichick's motto? Do your job. I'm Milton Woolley, and this has been another edition of The Pylon. Yes. That is a round of applause, because the Dallas Cowboys were one and done. Praise the Lamb. Obnoxious fans can finally shut the hell up and wallow in their own despair all offseason, right? Come on, guys, clap louder. That's right. Let us rejoice. Our Cowboys-free Super Bowl. Yeah, get it out of your system, because we're going to be hearing about those Cowboys fans for a long time in the 2017 season. That's right. This season for the Cowboys was sadly a preview of what is yet to come. Their loss wasn't a collapse or a debacle or anything of that nature that we've grown accustomed to when dealing with the Dallas Cowboys. The guy Dak Prescott went toe-to-toe with Aaron freaking Rodgers. And Zeke ran rampant upon that defense. Aaron Rodgers won a game that most quarterbacks would lose. Aaron Rodgers is playing at a level that 99% of quarterbacks can only dream of. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott were right there with him. And they're going to be in the thick of the NFC for years to come. I don't see how you can't say that this season wasn't a success for the Cowboys. They went 5-11 to 13-3, and they established that the future of the star is shining brighter than ever, regardless if Tony Romo is there or not. And again, I stand by the statement that Tony Romo could have had an even more spectacular season than Dak Prescott did, but based off of what Dak did this season, his career trajectory is going to be higher than Tony Romo. The real engine that's going to keep this thing running is Zeke and that offensive line. And when you look at the landscape of the NFC East, Philly just isn't as talented as the other teams right now. Kirk Cousins, like I predicted, ultimately failed the Redskins and played more like a distant cousin in that final game against the Giants with their playoff hopes on the line. And the Giants? The Giants. I'll get to that in a second. The Giants. The Giants? The New York Giants? The ungrateful, blame-deflecting New York Giants? Jerry Reese, Eli Manning, Victor Cruz, watch yourselves. Watch it. You're going to be the downfall of this franchise. You're heading down a road that you do not want to encounter. So let me address this whole boat situation real quick. Was it a bad look? Yeah, for the people who have sticks up their asses. Did the Miami boat trip have any effect, on Odell Beckham's pitiful performance against Green Bay? Absolutely not. The guy just had a bad day at the office. That's what it was. And because he's Odell Beckham, we care. Eli Manning's had bad days at the office. He's had at least 2 that directly led to losses this season. First game against Washington, last game against Philly. There are probably others, but without Odell Beckham, the Giants lose to Dallas in the second go-round. Without Odell Beckham, there aren't as many butts in the seats in New York. Without Odell Beckham, there isn't a Pro Bowl caliber player on that offense. Beckham let the Giants down against Green Bay, while Eli Manning has been letting Odell Beckham down all season. He's the reason Eli Manning is still a somewhat relevant quarterback despite his atrocious performances. Brock Osweiler had a better QBR than Eli Manning this season. Odell Beckham wrongly gets the title of being a me-first, me-before-team selfish type of player. He's had every single opportunity, though, to throw Eli Manning under the bus. He's had every opportunity to throw Jerry Reese under the bus for failing to bring in talented players in his first couple of years. He's had every opportunity to point out that Victor Cruz is a shell of his former self. Yet he hasn't. Not once. Yet here are those same guys throwing his name in the dirt and contributing to this firestorm. This guy is your absolute best player. He's the face of your franchise. He's the reason why butts are filling the seats. He so badly wants to win. Him punching walls isn't him being immature. It's him wanting to win so bad that it eats away at his insides. He's disgusted with losing because that's all he's known in his first couple years. He told Eli to lead him to the playoffs. Instead, he was the spark plug that led them to the playoffs. In the playoffs, Odell, based off of performance alone, none of that boat crap, based off of performance, Odell failed the team and he failed himself. And Eli, Reese, and Cruz aren't letting him live it down. Keep on putting him down, Giants, and watch him kick your ass at every opportunity he gets when he leaves you to go to a more talented team. I'm Milton Woolley, and you're now listening to The Pylon. So I said earlier in the podcast that numbers tend to become obsolete when talking about this time of year in the playoffs, and that's why I'm going with the Green Bay Packers over the Atlanta Falcons this weekend. Atlanta's offense is historically great. They have more weapons at their disposal, better weapons. They're probably a team you can trust more than Green Bay, but I feel like we're heading towards a classic main event Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl. Matt Ryan dismantled a pretty slightly above average Seahawks team. There have been reports that Richard Sherman has had a bum MCL and Earl Thomas has been MIA. Cam Chancellor is a horrible cover safety, so that spells doom going against a passing offense like the Atlanta Falcons. Kudos to them. But Aaron Rodgers just knocked off one half of the top 2 teams in football. The way he's playing is on a level that we've probably never seen before, and he's literally putting the burden of the entire Green Bay Packers organization on his shoulders. And again, this isn't a numbers argument. I've bored you guys to death with a numbers argument all year, all postseason, and it's got me a 50% success rate. Sometimes you just gotta know greatness when you see it. Part of winning a Super Bowl has to do less with dominance and more to do with luck. Not Andrew Luck, of course. I know that because I'm a Ravens fan that witnessed us lose 4 of our last 5 games, then stumble upon a Super Bowl victory. I doubted the Packers and the Steelers twice this postseason. I'm going to doubt the Steelers again because they've been frauds for years now, but what Aaron Rodgers is showing now is just insane. And the fact that he pondered over to a dumpster, pulled Green Bay from the very bottom of it and led them to this point, it almost feels like it has to warrant them a Super Bowl berth. It has to. That's all I have for you guys this week. I'm back in school, but I feel that this semester will possibly be more lax than the last one. I hope I'm not jinxing myself. We'll see, man. All is well on my end for the most part. I actually met Shawn Michaels yesterday. That was pretty cool. And, I hope it's going the same way for you guys. I hope everything is going well. And if it isn't, then go freaking do something about it. My name is Milton Woolley, and this has been another edition of The Pylon.